Good evening. Thank you for having us here tonight. We're so excited to share some pretty fantastic things that we are so proud of to tell you about at McLenegan Elementary School. So this is a little bit of a highlight and update. We do have some of our staff members here tonight, and we have some of our students, so we will each introduce ourselves to you. I'm Jennifer Fanny. I'm the principal of McLenegan Elementary School.
I'm Stacy Nemitz. I'm the school social worker and also the student council advisor.
I'm Carolyn Lynch, and I'm the 5th grade teacher at McLenegan, and this is my 2nd year there.
We also have 3 of our 5 officers from student council here tonight. They will introduce themselves and their position as well.
Hello, I'm Diego Lopez. I'm in 5th grade, and the student council I'm president.
My name is Cristiano Wilson. I am a treasurer and student council at McLenegan School.
I am Natalie Dodge, and I am in 4th grade. I am secretary of McLenegan.
Fantastic. So we'll each take a part tonight and show you a little bit snapshot of what is happening at McLenegan. So we're excited to share this with you. First of all, our district and building goals are very closely mirrored as we're looking at increasing our student engagement and our students, and then also having our students meet or exceed their expected growth when we're taking our MAPS testing in both reading and in math. So our students will set their goals and are working toward that. So we've kind of broke down some ways that we've gotten at these goals that we are mirroring, which is where our district is heading to help those students get their growth. We start with our reading workshop. This is our 2nd year at McLenegan doing our Lucy Calkins reading workshop, and we had 5th grade teachers on board last year doing that, and we have a pacing guide that's set by our district. We are mostly right on track, and our students are really increasing their reading stamina. And Christiana, come on up. Were you able to really read the whole entire time, maybe at the beginning of 4th grade when we started practicing this? No. No. Would you get a little bit distracted, or what was happening while you were reading?
Get distracted.
Okay, and then about how many minutes can you make it into class now and read for?
45.
45 minutes solid. Fantastic. Thank you for that. That's incredible.
Along with our reading workshop, as you can see in the pictures, we have a variety of books provided for our kids. And we have 6 full classroom sets of books that our reading specialist, Leslie Nelson Richter, has been working very hard to get those distributed to all of our classes.
So right along with that, we're working on implementing guided math in all of our classrooms at McLenegan. Through our PLCs, every Friday we meet a 4th grade team and a 5th grade team, and we're doing a book study right now by Lanny Salmons, looking at guided math and breaking down each individual chapter. So the teachers all took a chapter, including me. We came back, we reported out our findings, had that discussion there, went and tried some of those things in the classroom, came back together, had that discussion about, okay, what's working well, what worked for you, what can I learn from you from this? And so we're moving toward making all of our classrooms having that guided math feel to as well, so that we can really hit the needs of our students on those individual bases in the smaller groups.
And with our guided math, it's very similar to the Lucy Calkins reading and writing workshop. It includes the mini lesson at the beginning of the day, followed by small group instruction and 4 centers, which are iPad and computer centers, independent work, partner work, and math facts review. And this year is our 2nd year of the Lucy Calkins writing, and our students have been writing narratives, opinions, informational pieces, and at the end of each unit, teachers provide a sample of student writing to post on our writing board, and so students and staff can enjoy those.
Recently I went and saw the movie Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And if you've, not so much from the book, which is my favorite book by the way, but from the movie, a reoccurring theme was positivity, and that right there, as I was sitting in the movie theater, made me think of McLenegan and the staff and students, which is exactly what we're promoting this year. And the staff, on November 24th to 26th, raise money by paying to wear jeans. We've all done that in our respective schools. And you can see in the picture on the right there, there's Mr. Vedra, and he is handing our check over to the Salvation Army worker of $353. And there's our staff that's proud to have worn jeans and raised that money on the left.
So our mission, we worked with our instructional leadership team and we drafted what our mission is, how we're going to move forward with our students. And then we took that to our whole school staff and said, okay, this is what we have. Let's make this rock solid. So Matt Randall, who is just fantastic, by the way, has made these great posters for us. So our mission at McLenegan is to promote growth for all students academically, socially, and emotionally, and we're looking at really working toward that whole child together as a team. Our after-school program, Mr. Vedra and Mr. Ferger run this program for us after school. You can see that they're working on STEM activities. They work on reading and math, both when we need help with those subjects and then also with enrichment through their homework tutoring. We're currently serving 72 students that are enrolled in that, and 45 of our students are receiving busing home right to the doorstep. So fantastic that they can take advantage of that and have that right within school. Well, as we have learned very well from our superintendent, one of the best ways to have our students learn is having them there at school. So attendance is something that we're working so hard on this year, and we're so excited to have one of the very best on board with getting our attendance meetings going. So Stacy Nimitz works with all of our families, and within our attendance team, we work towards increasing those. And I'll let her speak to that a bit, but one of the ideas was, wouldn't it be great if we could recognize those kids on a weekly basis that are here on time, that stay here all day long, and they don't leave early for an entire week? And it's okay if you're sick. You don't have to be here every day. We don't want you here when we're sick. We want you here when you're well. But let's recognize those kids for great things. So you can see we have two of our PBIS coaches modeling what the kids are going to be working for this year to have this perfect attendance. So Stacey, what are some of the things that you've done with our families and our students to work on that too?
Actually, just getting the story behind the absences is the best thing that we can do to find out exactly why students are missing. Sometimes there's a very valid excuse and reason. Sometimes transportation is a barrier, or there are other barriers. So just finding out that background, getting to know the families, and addressing and pinpointing exactly what the issue is for that student, because it's different for another student as well. I think that's the biggest thing for attendance.
This year we showed a video about Kid President talking about Socktober and donating socks to those in need.
As you can see on the right picture, we kept track of who brought in the most socks. Miss Rail and Miss 4th grade and Miss Shaver's 5th grade class won for collecting the most socks.
We brought in over 550 pairs of socks during Socktober. It was really awesome. We were able to keep some of those socks at McLenegan to use, as well as donate them to 1649 in the high school. In addition, we had a celebration for the whole school, and we had a sock hop, and admission was $1 to get in or another pair of socks, which helped raise our quota there for a number of socks. And the students were able to play games, board games, dance, music, fun. They had hula hoops. They really enjoyed themselves. Were you guys there?
I was
Yeah.
I was the helper.
Did you have fun? Yes. So anyway, so they had a great time. We had snacks out there. It was a really great time had by all, and we were able to celebrate a huge success for us.
the penny competition, students raised over $270. Pennies counted as positive points, silver counted as negative points.
So another one of our fun initiatives through Student Council was our Penny War, and we were able to raise over $270 for something I will tell you about in a little bit. It's a future slide. But we were able to use the dodgeball competition as an incentive, and Mr. Vedra's class came from behind at the very last minute to win first place for 4th grade. And in second place was our 5th grade class, Miss Ray Patch's class, and it was an absolute blast for the kids to go out, and they were able to get 2 other staff members who were willing to participate as well. And it was an end of the day activity, and everybody just really enjoyed it, and they're waiting for the next one.
In November, we had a morning event for our mothers. Students brought in their mothers or a special adult female in their life, and the parents enjoyed muffins, juice, and coffee. Over 50 moms attended, and just this morning we had donuts for dad, and about 55 plus dads came to join us.
So we have a lot of things centered around food. Food does bring people in. That's a great thing. So we had our November luncheon when families came in and joined us for one of, I believe, the best meals that Aramark makes. It was just amazing. These chicken legs with barbecue sauce on them. The kids just love it. So we featured that on that, and you can see our gymnasium was completely filled with families that come in and they join them for the lunchtime. Some of them go out and play at recess time and just spend that time having a meal and having conversations with their friends there, which is really neat to bringing those families into school. We also had a Hispanic Heritage Night. More food was involved in this one.
Hispanic Heritage Night was a night where families and their children could come join us. With that very same day, we had students make artwork and display it on the walls. We had homemade food brought in by many families, and on the top right you can see Miss Fanning, one of our staff members, and her child eating a homemade meal. And we had piñatas. On the bottom right you can see one of our students swinging at the piñatas, and my favorite food was Miss Fanning's homemade buñuelos.
Oh, no. Say that again louder.
My favorite food was Miss Fanning's homemade buñuelos.
Fantastic, just like how we practice. Thank you, sir.
We also had the Even Start dancers there, and one of our students, Alex Perez, is also on the top left there, so she was able to represent her school at our Hispanic Heritage Night, and you can see how proud she is dancing there for everybody. We were able to capture a really nice picture of her and able to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Night with everyone. We also had Trick or Treat movie night, where we had a movie in the gym, each of the hallways decorated in a different theme. And so we had a spooky hallway, we had a spooky maze, and then we also had Candyland hallway. And I was trying to be King Candy there in the middle. I didn't quite pull it off, but on the left there you can see where they were a little bit more talented in dressing up. And then Miss Lollipop there on the right. So we really got into it, and the kids were able to come. We did the same thing, celebrating it at night, and the kids were able to see each other and socialize at night and enjoy Halloween.
We have a new position at McLenegan that is come to us, fortunately, through a grant, our Safe Schools and Healthy, Safe Students Healthy Schools grant. So Lynn Hamilton joins us as our behavior intervention specialist, and so she's starting to do some of our early intervention programs with students, getting a little bit of baseline data going in those classrooms and giving us some feedback as to what can we do to help with some of our students with a few more needs in our classrooms, and then also what can we do for ourselves to keep ourselves safe and healthy as well as the whole staff working together too.
One of my proudest days here in Beloit was November 11th, where my father came to the school. He's not a veteran himself, but he did come on Veterans Day because he chaperoned Vets Roll in 2011, and we were able to share that with each of the classes, and he was able to share his experience and what goes on during Vets Roll, and one of those things is the mail call. So the students made cards, and I really believe it was a better experience for them to be able to understand exactly what they were making and, well, what they were doing with the cards, who they were making them for, and the importance of that. And we also had a video from a previous Vets Roll so they could see the impact of receiving the cards. We have 3 staff members, Mr. Wilfong, who also played taps at the beginning of the day to kind of set the mood and start the day off. That was really awesome. Mr. Ferger and Miss Carter.
So in October we had Stamp Out Bullying, and on the bottom, on the right, we had students who pledged to Stamp Out Bullying, signed a poster, and
she left that, so I'll finish. So on the left, we have all of the staff and students who dressed up in blue. We really are like I said, this is that positivity thing I'm talking about. We have had so many dress-up days and fun days to promote that attendance and to promote wanting to be there and to promote learning, and it's been really awesome, and this is one of the things that they were able to do to come together and band together against bullying.
Tall Socks brings them to school. Yes. Our Jogathon, this is our only fundraiser that we do every year, and it's all just complete money that comes right into the school. It's wonderful. They don't have to go out and sell anything and deliver that at the end. But it's a great way to get out there, get moving, get exercise. We bring our families in. I did not know this before this picture went in, but my family came as well, and you can see me holding my granddaughter there as we went and did laps around. But to raise over $4,000 off of one event where our families came, they got the exercise. It was all for the school, was absolutely amazing. We're just so proud of the efforts that the kids did in working on this. Again, we had a Spirit Week that week. We had our best attendance week for that Spirit Week of the whole school year, and students just were excited to raise money on there. And you can see some of the extreme excitement in our next slide.
for every $250 raised, a teacher got sprayed with silly string, and as you can see on the bottom right corner, that's my arm spraying my teacher, and he took it like a champ.
Pedometers. Miss Castor 5th grade class is using pedometers to measure their activity level. Already I am at 3,912 right now.
Fantastic.
Once a week, our students have a special during the day, and it's media. And Miss Klein and Miss Dinker teach the kids how to use the Dewey Decimal System, how to use the reference materials, how to create stories using the program called My Story Maker. They also did a 3-week study on the Wisconsin government, and at the end of the 3 weeks, they did a mock election for our governor.
So on election day, Student Council welcomed voters and greeted them with "Welcome to McLenegan" and "Thanks for voting."
Every other week we have school improvement meetings before school at McLenegan, and every staff member participates in this. So we start in our small groups, and you can choose to be on one of the 3 groups that we have. We have our PBIS team, we do have our academic improvement team, and then also our parent involvement team. So we meet individually within those groups, and then the last 15 minutes we come back together share out our findings, and then come to consensus. So that's a group decision amongst the staff with how we move forward at McLenegan.
September kickoff. PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Introduction Support. In September, we drew 3 prizes, 2 Packer jerseys and 1 Bear jersey.
Students earn coupons for their positive behavior, and when we reached 5,000 coupons, we did show a film, The Stone Fox, and it was shown to the entire school because it was on our Tier 1, so that's the universal tier. This was the mentor text that was used in our first unit of the reading workshop as well. When we reached 10,000 coupons, a game day was held using traditional board games and computers, and we're in the process of planning our next one when we reach 15,000.
So we just recently participated in the Math 24 competition, and we sent 16 of our students to compete at the district level.
Four of our 5th grade students and 2 of our 4th grade students are moving on to regional level, and one of those 5th graders is me.
Earlier I mentioned the $270 that we had raised in our penny competition, and it's for buddy benches that we are going to donate to all the primary and intermediate schools as a gift from McLenegan at the end of the year. And buddy benches are for when a student is, if you're a student feeling like you don't really have anyone to hang out with, you can go sit on the bench and that another student can see that you need someone to play with. And so it's good for both sides there, and it helps everybody out on the playground and can make everybody feel included. So we're excited to get those started next year.
So we do have some upcoming events that we are planning. You can see just this morning we had our Donuts for Dads. That was a great hit that they showed up for. We also have our reading restaurant coming up next month. We'll have granola for grandparents, our canned food drive with our canned instruction that always turns out great. That's tied right into our Dr. Seuss night. We usually hit right around the theme of that. And then we'll have our spring luncheon where our families will come in and get to eat again. Take Your Parents to Work Day is just a little bit of a spin on Take Your Child to Work. The student has to sign a permission slip for the parents to come into school that day and be excused from their work to come in, and then they get to participate in the day's activity of what the students are living and experience through that. We'll have a fitness night, our carnival, and also a school picnic. And I'd be remiss to say if we were having our 50th year closing celebration coming up in May too. So that is on the calendar as we speak. We are developing that too. Questions that you might have for anyone on the team?